Hello everybody. Let's start the English version of our presentation today. According to statistics, this week we're talking about osteoporosis again, about the nutrition, about osteoporosis, how to prevent, how to reverse. Okay, so what's the optimal nutrition for this, right? According to statistics, Turkey has the lowest osteoporosis rate in Europe. We can attribute this to many reasons. Turkey is a sunny country. They walk more than other European countries. But another possibility is onion consumption. According to statistics, hip fractures in the US are 4 times more than Turkey. And they attribute this to the fact that onion consumption in Turkey is 4 times more than in the US. In a 15-year study published in Nutrients magazine in 2017, it was determined that allium group vegetables like onions, garlic, leeks, chives were the vegetables that prevent fractures the most. In another study conducted in Advanced Nutrition magazine, onion consumption in women over 50 years of age was found to be 20% less likely to have hip fractures. So it's a very significant result, 20% reduction in hip fractures. This is thought to be due to a substance called quercetin. Quercetin is one of the most important substances for many, like antioxidants, like for many reasons. They are mostly found in onions, in allium family, which causes, it makes our eyes water, right, when we're cutting onions. So that's the quercetin. It gives a bitter taste to vegetables and fruits. Quercetin stimulates the cells that make new bone. So basically, quercetin stimulates osteoblasts. Remember last week we talked about osteoblasts and osteoclasts? So bone building cells. Quercetin stimulates those bone building cells. And quercetin is found the highest in onions. And also quercetin is found in many fruits and vegetables like apples, grapes, broccoli, bitter vegetables, especially in arugula. Arugula also contains vitamin K. It is one of the most important vegetables for osteoporosis, for our bone health, okay? So are there any other vegetables that stop osteoporosis other than onions? Yes, tomatoes. Tomatoes shown in many studies that the lycopene in tomatoes stop osteoporosis. Laboratory studies have also shown that lycopene prevents bone loss in petri dishes in the laboratory. In 2 separate Framingham studies, one 4 years, the other one 17 years, such a long study, conducted on elderly men and women, it was shown that lycopene in tomatoes preserved bone density throughout the study, 4 years and 17 years. So it preserved the bone density. In Russo's study in 2022, postmenopausal women were given 1 large glass of tomato juice per day. In the 2nd month of the study, osteoporosis stopped. So after 1 month of daily tomato juice consumption stopped osteoporosis. But after stopping tomato juice, again within a month, osteoporosis returned. Okay? So, tomatoes. Try to cook with tomatoes your vegetables, right? Eat eat a lot if you're eating raw to make up for enough lycopene amount. Another vegetable for our bones, cabbage. Since it's very high, highly rich in vitamin K and C and minerals that build bones, especially manganese, cabbage increases bone density and bone volume. Since it provides collagen production, it provides flexibility of the bones, thus reduces the risk of fracture. Okay, remember, the bone quality is not only the density of the bone, the flexibility of the bone, volume and the flexibility. Okay, arugula. Arugula also very well known with vitamin K content, and it helps with the bone health. And cucumber because of silica. Okay, we mentioned onions, tomatoes, cabbage, arugula, main vegetables. Okay, please, let's guarantee those, consume daily. So these are fruit, vegetables. How about fruits? Are there any fruits that help with bone health to stop osteoporosis? Yes, a surprise fruit, plums, right? Dried prunes, plums. According to the study results, 50 grams per day. That makes 5-6 dried plums, okay? That stopped osteoporosis. The reason for this is that it's rich in minerals, especially vitamin K, potassium, magnesium, iron, and boron. It is also very important for antioxidant intake. Okay, antioxidant is very important because for our alkalinizing body. Okay, published in PubMed in 2022, Dr. D'Souza, this is very famous study, Dr. D'Souza's study with plums, 1-year study conducted on 235 postmenopausal women. 5-6 prunes a day stopped the osteoporosis within 6 months. Okay, and their bones stayed strong, no osteoporosis for 1 year. Okay, so there is a magic with plums. But as we all know, dried plums are dried fruit, like dates, like raisins. So when we eat one dry fruit, it's like equivalent to 15 of the ripe, fresh version of that fruit. Let's say like, one plum is like you're eating 15, one prune is like 15 plums, right? So a lot of sugar content. Please don't eat these 6 prunes at the same time, okay? Unless you're going running or something. So high glycemic index. So especially if you have diabetes, pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, just spread it throughout the day. Just, go for a walk afterwards. So I even observed this with my CGM. It didn't give me too much high. I didn't even eat 6 of them. It didn't give me too much high blood sugar, but it gave me big tank in the blood sugar. It gave me reactive hypoglycemia. So be careful, okay? Okay, let's summarize it saying onion, tomato, cabbage, and arugula are our main vegetables for bone health, right? And the plum, dried plum, prunes are the main fruits. But no matter what kind of fruit or vegetable it is, even one portion of vegetables and fruits a day are important for bone health. Just eat whatever you find, okay? Fruits, vegetables, throughout the day. Keep consuming. The more we increase vegetables and fruits, the more the risk decreases. Now let's see one by one why a diet rich in vegetables and fruits prevent fractures. What are the mechanisms? Okay, there are three main mechanisms for that. One, surprise vitamin. So we all talk about vitamin D, vitamin K for bone health, right? Vitamin C is very important too. Why? First of all, antioxidant effect. Reduces the free radicals and inflammation that age our cells, okay? The International Osteoporosis meta-analysis they conducted in 2018 and 19, every 50 milligram of vitamin C consumption, like one orange, 50 milligram vitamin C is one orange, reduces bone fractures by 5%. Think about if you keep eating vitamin C rich fruits, how much you're reducing your bone fractures and osteoporosis. Another important reason for vitamin C that's good for our bone health is collagen production. Vitamin C is a precursor for collagen production, okay? Collagen is, we know, half of our bones are collagen, okay? Collagen provides flexibility to our bones. Remember, even the bones need to have a little bit flexibility. So that's the collagen tissue. The important point here is that, okay, vitamin C is good, but if you're smoking, nicotine, you know, you're undoing the good effects that come from fruits, vegetables, because nicotine disrupts collagen production. That's why smokers have more wrinkles, deeper wrinkles. That's why also they have more osteoporosis, okay? Okay, what's the other reason why fruits and vegetables are good for us? Because they create an alkaline environment, okay? Probably you heard alkaline diet, acidic diet, alkaline diet. Acidic diet depletes the minerals from our bones, okay? A lot of buffer mechanisms happen when we eat acidic diet. That's why probably you heard alkaline water, alkaline diet. So that's why, that's all the buzz about, okay? Vegetables and fruits create alkaline environment in our bodies, and they keep calcium in our bones, okay? If we eat acidic, we dump calcium. In a 28-week bone density study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2018, a huge difference was seen between the volume and density of the bones in the arm. You know, the wrists are one of the primary areas we see fractures in osteoporosis related. So, in the arm, the bone density, when they ate vegetables and then they cut and then they introduced again, added back, they saw a huge difference. It was published in 2018 in British Journal. So, as you see, just fruits and vegetables in the diet, how it affects. So, third reason, prebiotic. Okay, in addition to onions, allium group vegetables, tomatoes and cabbage that are prebiotic, okay, so meaning they feed the friendly, good gut microbiome in our intestines, right? If our intestine is happy, if we have good gut microbiome, we absorb minerals better, vitamins and proteins better, okay? Okay, let's look at this calcium a little bit. Everybody's talking about calcium, important for the bones, they take a crazy amount of calciums. So, I wanna bring a clarification to this. calcium, okay, is important for our bones, but it's just one of the minerals that's important for the bones, okay? Like amongst all those other minerals, calcium makes up only 30% of the bones. Remember, we talked about collagen is like half of it, right? So 70% of rest of the bone is contain like other minerals, vitamins and proteins such as like cobalt, manganese, boron, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, fluoride. You see, everyone thinks the secret is to get calcium. This is the result of these marketing strategies by the dairy industry. Calcium, 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 good for the bones, and so decades and decades of marketing strategies, unfortunately. And then of course supplement industry imitated that, and then all those calcium, like it created the perception that calcium is the only thing that's very important for your bones. What's important here is not just taking the calcium, keeping the calcium in our bones, okay? If you keep dumping calcium from the bones, what's the point of keep taking calcium, especially in supplement form? It doesn't matter what you eat. What's absorbed and what you keep is important, okay? If digestion is not good, for example, we talked about stomach acidity, right? If we put things in our body that removes calcium, like, acidic food, right? We will constantly lose calcium from our bones. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's talk about what happens when you take the calcium like as tablet, okay? It's dangerous. Let's talk. Taking calcium in a separate form is like limestone, right? Not only doesn't benefit our bones, it also causes serious harm to our whole body, okay? Separated calcium in the form of limestone goes directly to the vascular wall, to our arteries. It accumulates in our arteries and causes plaques and causes clotting, okay? Basically, it shortens the lifespan. While we're trying to protect our bones, we're losing our health. In a study conducted on 12,000 people, published in British Medical Journal in 2015, the risk of heart attack increased by 30% in people who took daily calcium tablets. In addition, these lime tablets, limestone, very dense limestone tablets, it's like chalk, accumulate in the joints and spine and cause calcification, okay? All these, people are talking, oh, my knees or my spine, is that there's calcifications because of this. According to a study published in Clinical Nutrition Journal in 2007, calcium tablets increased hip fracture by 64%. Okay, while we're trying to prevent hip fractures, let's not increase our hip fracture risk. Since it's excreted from the kidneys, it also causes kidney stones. Okay, majority of the kidney stones from calcium. Okay, there are thousands of studies showing the harms of consuming calcium supplements to our health. Okay, but if calcium enters our body naturally in the food we're consuming, it doesn't accumulate in the vascular walls, okay, or your bones, your connective tissues, or in your joints, or in your kidneys, right? So please consume it from the food you're eating. And it's also very easy to get it from the plants anyway, like it's in everything. I told you, nobody's deficient in calcium. Where do those cows get their calcium from anyway? They don't drink another animal's milk, right? To get calcium out of. They just eat plant, grass, and they just make the calcium themselves. For example, the most calcium, instead of doing like milk and everything, all these dairy products, harmful inflammatory dairy products, just again plant sources. 1 spoon of tahini is richer in calcium than a glass of milk. Okay, if you can find unroasted sesame, tahini is preferred. Vegetables and fruits, nuts, legumes all have sufficient amount of calcium. Okay, also instead of focusing on calcium intake, we should focus on the vitamins that ensure the absorption of calcium and its passage to the bones rather than to the arteries. Okay, so vitamin D, for example, right? I told last time too, vitamin D increases the absorption of calcium from the diet by 20%, like 20 times more. So vitamin D, almost everybody is deficient anyway. Only around COVID time, pandemic time, they said, okay, you need vitamin D. I started seeing some normal numbers. A lot of people are deficient in vitamin D. So if it's going to increase your calcium absorption to your bones 20 times, why not, right? Make your vitamin D optimum level in your body. It needs to be at least 50 nanogram, okay? So if you're not able to spend enough time outside, please at least take like 1000 units a day, okay? Vitamin K also prevents calcium from going to your artery walls, and it escorts it to the bone, okay? So where is vitamin K coming from? Again, from dark leafy green vegetables and all those fruits and vegetables. Okay, so okay, very nice talking about fruits and vegetables, but first of all, let's make this clear. If we don't put weight on those bones, we lose those bones. Okay, your body thinks that, okay, then these bones are not needed, not using it, it's not needed. Why am I carrying this heavy stuff around? So it starts eroding the bones, like pores in the bones. So if we don't use it, we lose it. Exercise gives the bones a purpose to live, okay, and become stronger. You need to use your bones against gravity. So last week I talked about this osteoporosis. So please find it again in the group, in the videos, or I already put it in my YouTube video. So last week's subject was very important too. So the first principle in preventing fractures, yes, diet is very important, but the first principle is exercise, okay? Remember, only 15% of hip fractures are caused by osteoporosis. 85% are caused by falling, okay? If you don't fall, you don't break. But how are we gonna prevent falls? Balance, muscle strength, okay? Flexibility. In the elderly, there are those fall risk. Medications cause that, blood pressure medications cause that, all those sleep medications, like a lot of reasons apart from this exercise, all these medications, polypharmacy causes fall risk as well. But, we should do our best with balance, muscle strength, flexibility. Let's not lose muscles. Osteoporosis is real. Sarcopenia is real, okay? We have to start acting now. Don't wait until it's too late. You don't want to start exercising when you're 70, and then it's not even safe to exercise. Start an exercise program when you're 70, right? So start building now when you're like 40s, 50s at least, okay? So if walking is your only method of exercise, please try to make at least a 3.1 mile per hour, like very rhythmic, so that you can stimulate those osteoblasts. You remember we talked about it last week. Osteoblasts, that bone building cells, get stimulated according to studies when we walk 3.1 miles per hour. Even slow walk, better than nothing, but I'm telling you to study what works best. Okay, so but as you know, lifting weights, loading exercises, resistance training, yani like it's your bones and muscle, like pulling action. Okay, so those are gonna build the bones. So start with small free weights. Okay, dear friends, sleep is important, stress management is important, lowering cortisol is important. Okay, so take care of yourself as a whole. Okay, let's take good care of our bones, our skeleton, so that it can keep us standing for at least 100 years. Okay, without needing anyone's care. Okay, bye now. So next week, if you guys want, I can do question and answer on osteoporosis. If you want the medications, just write below, comment. Otherwise, I'll just switch to another subject if you don't want another week of osteoporosis subject. So maybe we can do thyroid or something. I'll decide depending on your comments below. Okay, have a great week then. Let me know, I'll answer your questions. Okay, bye.